Hello there, welcome back to France. Last time we fought a, well, rather uneventful war, I dare say, against good old, well, Savoy, a lot of the others. We didn't really have an eventful war, it's just me now being a little bit how should I put this, confused, because what we did do is deal with the, we dealt with a civil war, which was actually a hilariously funny affair, where I dealt with some, we got a little bit of local autonomy in a province. There were a few rebels. I lost about 5,000 manpower, a tiny bit of money, and all in all, it actually worked out in my advantage, hilariously enough. So, a civil war seems to be kind of a very useful thing. We also went ahead and declared war on Castile. We called in Portugal as a co-belligerent. And as you see, Portugal actually do have a colony, a Portuguese Brazil. So, if I can't vassalize Portugal during this war, I could, 100%. Would actually vassalize Portugal. That's actually very interesting. But that also means that I need to get Portugal, Brazil, take them down. They're actually down south there, which is also very interesting. But I'm wondering what happens if Portugal colonizes, if the subjects will become independent or if they'll become part of Portugal. But we'll definitely try and see if we can make something work here. If I can take out... The problem here is going to be, of course, the fact that Aragon is also part of this. So I think in this war we're just going to have to take Alentejo and Beira. Basically for two purposes. Number one being that we can't really challenge their fleet. Our fleet is just 24 ships. Their fleet is considerably larger and considerably, potentially more powerful. But I'm a little bit unsure. We might have to see here if I can, well, luckily beat part of that fleet. Then we might have a opportunity. But of course, it remains to be seen. For now, however, I'll just fight this war. We'll still be aiming for Henri here to die. He's a crappy, to say the least, ruler. He's not impressive at all. So that's one of the reasons why we wish him to perish, I dare say. The army is actually going to run to Lucca, of all places. So I think we're just going to focus mostly on dealing with Portugal here, more so than anything else. And that should be perfectly alright by our estimates. Because again, if we can just deal with Portugal, we have cleaned out some of the potential danger, if you will. And I'm pretty sure we can do that without too much fuss. Then we can just siege Aragon, Castile and everything, and then we can work from there. So yeah, I don't have too many concerns in my choice of strategy here. We're just going to slowly but surely get what we're after, if you will. They've also made a castle now in Alentejo that we will need to siege. So we're going to move this rather large army here and back up, basically, and place it in most likely Lisbon. And hopefully that should put us in a position where we can threaten any enemies that try to challenge us. I'll also be aiming at, of course, getting Luke out of the equation. They're forced to be reckoned with. They do have some troops, and I'm definitely going to try and conquer them later for taking some of their provinces. But right now, there's no need. We should also just get rid of the castle in Provence because, again, I don't need that. I don't think that castles are too necessary, especially when you play against the AI. Because the AI is very easy to control here, even without any castles, funnily enough. So we'll have to see what happens here, but I'm pretty confident that we will, well, win, if you can put it that way. Austria is currently at war with Poland, Moldavia, Lithuania, and Magdeburg. I guess we'll accept. Why are you at war with them? Austria, even though this would be the perfect time to stab them in the back. I'm not going to do that. Polish conquest of Stolp. So they're going after Pomerania, basically. Well, that's fine. Mecklenburg is being, well, hungry here. They're eating everything. That's going to be very, very interesting. And again, I don't see any reason to build castles because they don't really seem to be important in keeping your land. And that is basically why I don't believe in them. It's going to be kind of awkward to see what happens with what's it called? What happens with the war now that Austria has another target? But I think I can get Luke out of it right now. I can. So in this case, we're just going to white peace because they do have a little bit of force. And I'm currently hoping that this will allow the Austrians to come and help me out, and then they can set their sights on Poland later. Currently we have Burgundy still. I think Burgundy might actually be willing to go for white peace because they've lost their army. No, we'll have to siege at the very least their capital. Then we can work from there. As you can see, England is basically taking everything here. They have vassalized Scotland. The only thing we really have as a frontier here is Connacht, and even that is going to be kind of harsh. So I think the only real choice we have in terms of getting England is fabricate a claim on Calais, take Calais, and then work towards beating England. They also started becoming Protestant, which is a second problem in terms of conquering them, because I have to, well, religion is a, well, weird toy. So we're going to have to be careful on that note too. So it'll be interesting to see how we do things here, but currently we can't really do much more than just wait. So I'll go ahead and we'll do just that, and then we'll see what happens. Hopefully, victory. For now, however, we'll keep on sieging, and we'll see how things turn out. We're currently in a pretty big battle here. I had to release the siege of Algarve because of the fact that we are currently under siege by a rather big Castilian Aragonese united army here that came to, well, beat us, quite honestly. Of course, we'll be able to beat them, but it will still not be good, sadly. And again, as you can see, we lost a lot of forces, so in terms of sieging, it's still going to take a while. We're going to have to send this army to Alentejo to recover. And until we can actually get the fortresses under our control, it's going to be kind of rough in terms of troop movements. So for the time being, we'll just sit back, a little bit careful, and hopefully I can have my allies help me out. But right now, it seems like Austria is going into Hungary, not surprisingly, because as you can see, Lithuania and Poland is there, and they're causing a bit of havoc. So I definitely need to get Burgundy out of this war as soon as possible. I should probably just divert my armies up there, deal with them, get them out of the equation. But right now, I really just can't. I have to wait for a little bit longer. And I think this is also an opportunity to try and test out my navy in terms of what it can do, because there's a very small Aragonese ship here that I can, or fleet, that I could easily snatch. There's another one here that seems to have taken some damage. I think we can actually beat that one, providing that we don't actually run into someone else's fleets. And then we can take the Portuguese islands too in this war. Just take... oh, they actually sieged by Morocco. But yeah, we can at least take the Azores. And the reason why I want that is very, very simple. It's just that I have a, well, sea base, if you will. Burgundy is being very annoying here, and again, it won't be besieged because of how I'm using my forces. So we might have to actually send a army back here to cleanse that. But it seems like Burgundy is taking that role right now, so I shouldn't be too concerned. And it also seems like the... again, this fleet is actually something we should beat because it's running away, mostly. Oh, crap. We might not, though. They have a general. Galleys do not have an advantage here, so we could beat it. Depends. We might lose a ship or two. We'll actually beat it pretty substantially, you might add. So I have no concerns. We might, and with this, we can actually start considering going after the islands. France occupied Madrid. So let's just join these two, and we're going to use this as to hunt down the enemy's armies right now. I lost 2 galleys, which is more than fair, to be perfectly honest. Now, I'm a little bit unsure if I can make a deal with Portugal for basically clear offer. Will you give me Beira and Alentejo? That's actually what I want from Portugal, so I'm perfectly fine with just taking this. Because, again, vassalizing them is going to be costly no matter what happens, so I can do that later. For now, this will be more than enough. Didn't I claim to both of those? Oh, it's because I called them in as co-belligerent. Yeah, it should still be fine. We'll go for this. And then I can, again, vassalize them later. I still don't have admin powers because of the bloody oath that is currently being the king. I still need to call Provence too. I need him dead, and I need him dead now. Henri, you're going to be put in charge of an army that's going to go and kill, well, the enemy here. And while we're at it, we're going to build 2 more war galleys. It's going to take quite a while, as you can see, but I just need them for, well, sieging purposes, if you will, or sea battle purposes. We've already beaten Castile, Portugal, and Aragon. So again, if I could just get a little bit of a bigger fleet, I see no reason why we shouldn't be able to, for instance, take down, England in the future, because we will definitely invade England sooner rather than later. So it's going to be very interesting to see what happens in that regard. And I think I should just send probably the King's army here back to recover. To be perfectly honest, recover Dauphine and Draignan from Burgundy here, I dare say. Siege Cuenca. Blocked by hostile fort. Yeah, I'm just going to do that for war exhaustion issues, basically. And right now we're just going to sit back, keep what we have, and then we'll see what we'll do. Especially due to the costs, it's probably going to take a little bit longer than I'd like to do the moves here, but I think we can make something happen. It's just being careful that I'll have to do, and of course that is going to be awkward no matter how we look at it. Let's help our ally here, and hopefully here. Oh, that's going to hurt, isn't it? No, it's still staying. It's still staying. Please let them stay. No, they didn't. Let's move you guys over. You can help. There we go. Let's take Dauphine and Draignan. The funny thing is we'll still win this battle. I should probably just have kept the king in the area because of that. There we go. Let's take... No, let's just siege Valencia. It's a castle after all. If we siege out, then we have complete control of the area. Siege the area around. We're actually losing here, but that's mostly due to the fact that my allies are helping me instead of going after, well, what should be the enemy. Let's get rid of Burgundy. There we go. And now we can focus on what's truly important, beating Castile and Aragon to a pulp, hopefully. And again, I do definitely need to get rid of potential war exhaustion. And to be perfectly honest, I don't care too much about the deals here, so we're going to reduce it probably twice to help me out here with rebels and basically everything. Tyrol is now under our control, very good. Can go to take Cuenca again. Sevilla has fallen, good. And with that, I think Castile here is ready to give up. Where's my king? Is he sieging anything? Yes, he is. So we're just going to wait in Sevilla. Then we're going to march on Granada until once I can put the king in charge. Henri, you're going to... The funny thing is, historically, if this happened, the stupid king would probably be hailed as a savior for beating basically everyone. I did not notice you had a secondary army there. That's my bad. So, let's see, the stupid king, how are you doing? Retreat. I didn't want to lose the stack, basically. And there we have my wonderful allies helping out. Let's see, let's reduce again, and then we're going to make one core. Again, I have to kind of be careful, because if not, we might end up in trouble. So I think I'm going to siege everything and just keep it sieged for a little while. Basically for the purpose of making sure that we have everything under control here. And I definitely need to fix my stacks, because this one has been split up a cannon stack, which is not a good thing at all. These two, yeah, they need to join and then split again, which hopefully I can make work. But anyways, I'll go back. I'll allow the siege to continue. My allies will probably deal with the last army here. If not, I'll show you. And basically, all we need to do now is just wait. To be perfectly honest, that should do the trick. So I'll do the waiting, and we'll see how things turn out. And hopefully I can get my stupid king killed, but I doubt it. We'll just see how things go. Basically everything in Castile now has been sieged. The only main concern here is that, due to the fact that I have so low admin power, I can't really get the cores done, and thus I don't really want to conquer anything until at least these two cores have been completed. And thus we're going to quite literally just sit back and relax for a little while. I'm going to pull my forces back because there's no good reason to basically keep them in the area, most of them that is. There's going to be basically these 24,000 men here are going to stay. But other than them, there's not really any good reason again to keep people in the area. So these three here are going to be probably transferred to Italy, because we are about to fight Naples properly this time. Also, Hungary has almost been completely sieged. There's a doomstack here, Lithuanian mostly. And to be perfectly honest, this is hilarious because Austria is going to get crushed by Poland and Lithuania. And Poland and Lithuania is going to be my biggest threat because, as you can see, Novgorod and Kazan has destroyed Muscovy. So all in all, things are going very, very well. As you can see, the Novgorodian traditions don't actually rely on to colonize just yet either. So there's no threat in that regard, and Norway and Sweden has both broken free from Denmark, who's currently suffering and basically falling apart because Sweden has to make some advances. So in turn, it's going to be really hard to see what's going to happen here. The main contester here is, of course, England. They have 2 exploration ideas so far, but the funny thing is Portugal, with their colony, is going to be very interesting to see what I can do with, because I will be able to basically vassalize them in that next war, which will be starting in 1529, so 7 more years until vassalization. So what I'll be doing as soon as this war is over is actually start the annexation of Nevers. Then we're going to propagate claims on Naples, eat them. Pope, Siena, basically conquer basically everything in Italy that is not part of the Holy Roman Empire. Venice included. And then we can see what we want to do with potentially breaking up Austria, because we should have that power by then. Basically cleaning up Burgundy, so we make a perfect border with the Holy Roman Empire. We might do that. There's a lot of options to what we can do, but for the time being we'll just bank wait, allow the course to be built, and then we will go ahead and make a peace with Castile. So until then, I'll be right back. Interestingly enough here now, Aragon has actually broken free, which is very, very good. But that means, of course, I can't take a land from them still, because, well, truces and all that. And of course the fact they're not a co-belligerent, so it's going to be very interesting to see what happens. But I did at least break the Aragonese-Castilian alliance, or union, which is very good. As you can see, if I am to take this, it's going to cost me a lot, both in aggressive expansion, but also in diplomatic powers, as well as war scores. So what we're going to do is very simple: war operations, and then we're just going to leave it at that. There's nothing else here that we want. We could force them to give the claims, but let's face it, the claims are not anything good. I do not like the alliance with Portugal though, so we're going to break that. And boom, now Aragon should be ready for whatever, well, whooping we want to give them next. The cores are also coming along nicely, so we have no concerns there. There's some provincial unrest in our newly conquered provinces, as you can see, but they're not too much. Lithuania also just got religious civil disorder, which means they're going to have a lot of zealots. Big problem with them. They've actually conquered a lot of land. Crimea is gone, a bit of the horde, and this is going to be very interesting in terms of the future. But yeah, in terms of Castile, I'm pretty sure that this is the deal we'll be going for. We'll be taking the 3 provinces as planned, and we're also going to be going for the war operations. We're going to force them to give up all their allies because we don't want them to have any. And since it won't actually cost me any diplomatic points, we're also going to force them to give up their course. There's no good reason not to do that, and of course I'm going to take their money too. With war operations, that means that they're going to be paying me a lot of cash, and to be perfectly honest, I think it's just time to end the war. Of course I could benefit from keeping it going, but it's better to just end it right here. And as you can see here, we get some bonus there: 25 prestige, 6.9 aggressive expansion, we get a little bit of inflation, and apparently 12.7, so yeah, not completely true. 18.5 power projection because they will lose 37, so don't care too much. And the funny thing is, since we took the castle, they will be easier to attack in the future. 174, 91, and 45. So in terms of coring costs, it's not too much, and it's something we can probably deal with. But still, I'm going to just be peaceful a little while here, which is actually problematic because I don't really want to. And again, that might be why we're going to go probably very, very soon vassal way of basically forcing our vassals to grow for us. But we're going to stop here. We're going to end it here for now, and we're going to continue next time. So thank you for watching. Please leave a comment, praise, criticism, anything you feel like, and I'll see you around next time. Bye.